What's going on, brothers and sisters? Brother Tezwan. I figured I would come out here with my beautiful wife. Look at her. Ooh-wee. My one flesh. And we would come out and this video came across my timeline. I need to get off of TikTok and get up and do something productive, but it is what it is. We them grays popping. But there's a video. It seems like there's a preoccupation with homosexuality now in the church. And it's one of those things where just watch the video and then we'll talk about it.
In our church, because the altos ain't talking to the sopranos because they all messing with the same musician. And they don't understand the altos and sopranos are mad at each other, but he's in love with the tenor. I told the men in my church, I want you to stop shopping at Baby Gap. Those pants are too small. You look like a little boy. I need you to get something that tells me you want a woman. Now, y'all are mad. I'm gonna preach. You ain't got to invite me back. I got my own church. Well, this is a male purse. No, that is a woman's pocketbook. And I want to know why you have a pocketbook. Because my mother had one, but my daddy never carried a pocketbook. Men of God, talk back to me. What man wants to carry a pocketbook? There's something wrong.
All right, so I put the scripture in between the conversation to say, we're pulling out of scripture, and I don't understand this preoccupation with homosexuality where people wear, like Jesus was very clear in Matthew 6, verse 24 through 34, about not worrying about what we got on. And that's a big portion of this conversation that this guy is having on here. And obviously, he's making a big old thing about homosexuality. Again, if you're looking, I believe it's Matthew 19, when Jesus speaks on the eunuchs, the conversation about homosexuality is covered there. And basically it amounts to, if you can accept it, accept it. If you can't accept it, then it is what it is. But it's one of those things where, like I said in the beginning, there seems to be this preoccupation with homosexuality. And I guess my thing is men of God, or the priest of God, or the teachers, like myself, like why are these so-called preachers, knowing what I know about the word preacher now, I don't even want to use that word, but I guess it would be a preacher, considering the word preach means uncertain affinity, meaning that they really don't know what they're talking about. Like there's this focus on the person rather than trying to show the person Jesus, right? That's what it's supposed to be about. Rather than you looking at him, why ain't you trying to show him Jesus, right? Mm-hmm. So it's like, it's a lot of this on TikTok, a lot of this on YouTube, a lot of this on all the social media. TikTok and YouTube about the only two that I'm on, and it's because it's a tool that I use for this ministry. But it's pretty sad, unfortunately, and this, obviously, if you look at the video, it got a lot of views, a lot of comments, a lot of shares, and this is not the way Jesus wanted it. And I know where a lot of this stuff comes from. A lot of it comes from the perversion that you find in that people have taken out of the Old Testament, and the perversion that you find that have been taken out of the teachings of Paul. But be clear, there's those that talked about Jesus in the Old Testament were pointing to Jesus. So you shouldn't be following the people in the Old Testament. You should be following Jesus. In terms of Paul, I have many thoughts and kind of opinions, and my wife can probably speak to this, in terms of how I feel about Paul at times. But we're not following Paul. We're supposed to be following Jesus. Take up your cross and follow me is what he said. So if that's your mode of operation, then, why are you so preoccupied with, how somebody is living? The preoccupation with the homosexuality, like I said, it seems to be a popular and, out there trend, where you're seeing all of these ministers, teach or have something to say about it. And I get it. But again, your job is to show people Jesus so that they can see the Father, not, judge them. Cause that, I understand the observation, but it is not your place to judge anybody. So that's it for now. I'm Brother Tezwan. This is my one flesh, my wife. Peace. Out of all your boxes.